Hi everyone, Cherie here. Today I'm going to be creating a scrapbook layout based on the June sketch over at Felicity Jane. This one's put together by our team member Lydia, and I'm loving the triangles, the larger triangles with these angles on this page. I think that's really fun. I think I'm going to reverse the sketch a little bit by having the larger triangle on the left. I do already have some papers cut. I'm using the Catherine kit, which is absolutely gorgeous. Loving this kit so much. I've got that larger yellow triangle, which I'm going to put on the left with that beautiful hearts pattern. And I've got the polka dot one here, which I'm going to tuck underneath, and that will be on the right-hand side. I've got a photo here printed, ready to go, and I do have a little paper clip on top of that one already. I've got the multi-stripe paper that's going to go in behind there just to bring in some more colour, and I've got tissue paper to go in behind that just to add a little bit of texture as well. My journaling, I've actually used the Essentials white cardstock in the 6x6 size, and I've just run that through my printer. Like, I printed it out onto printer paper first just so I could get my placement and make sure it was the right size. This is my journaling that I'm going to turn into a tag, so I did want it printed on that cardstock. So that's ready to go. I've got a very faint grey line around the edge there that I'll be able to use to cut out my tag shape. I've got the gorgeous alphabet stickers that I'm using for my title today. I do already have that here ready to go, just on some wax paper, so they're ready to use. I've got some die cuts here, some ribbon to put in my tag. I'm going to make a little cluster on this side. It's on the left hand side in the sketch, but mine will be going on the right, so I've got a few embellishments to use for that, and I may even use some of these weekday stamps down the side there. I'm thinking about doing that as well. I do have some embroidery thread here. This is number 504, and it really does match the colour in the alphabet really well, and in the papers as well. So I'm thinking I might even stitch a blanket stitch down these edges, just for something a little bit different. I haven't done that for a long time, so I might do that as well. Alright, I think I'm ready to get started, so I'll pop you on fast forward and show you how I'm going to put this together. Okay, so to start off with, I'm going to stitch along the edges of my two triangles. So I'm using my ruler and paper piercer, and I'm piercing holes that are about 1/4 inch apart, and I'll do that right along that edge. But I'll just give you a closer look there. So I'll continue on, pierce all those holes, and then I can start my hand stitching. So I'm doing blanket stitch down the edge of the yellow triangle. So I'll just give you a quick look at how I'm doing that. There are plenty of tutorials online if you're not sure how to do blanket stitch, but it is pretty easy once you get the hang of it. So you can see there, just doing a few stitches to show you, give you a closer look there, and I'll continue on and finish that entire edge. So that one is done. So for the dotty paper, I've decided to do a back stitch instead, just to mix it up a little bit. So I'm just going to continue right along this edge doing back stitch. So again, I've used one long strand of embroidery thread and just doubled it over. And I will give you a closer look at how that is going. So I'm happy with that. I didn't need to go right along that edge because it is going to be covered up by that yellow triangle. So I'm going to add those now to my background cardstock. I'm using the Felicity Jane Essentials white cardstock. I absolutely love it. It's a beautiful bright white. Okay, so I'm adding that yellow triangle over the top, just making sure I'm lining my edges up before I stick that down. And I'm really happy with that minty blue hand stitching. Okay, so I'm now moving on to my journaling tag, which is going to be tucked under my photo. So I'm just going to trim that down. I printed that off onto some 6x6 Essentials white cardstock, trimming that down now into my tag shape. So to do my tag corners, I'm using a We Are Memory Keepers punch. Makes it really quick and easy. And I've also got this slot punch, which I got on Amazon quite a while ago now, but I believe you can still get them. I think it's called a badge slot punch, but I love that it's perfect for adding ribbon to. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and add my photo to that striped background paper. I love that that's adding some colour to the page, and I'm going to layer that on top of that tissue paper. Okay, so my journaling tag, I've decided I'm going to slip it in behind that striped paper but on top of the tissue paper. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of stamping to the tag. So I've got the words loving and watching from the Catherine stamp set, and on my journaling tag there I've just listed a few random things that I'm loving right now and a few things that I'm watching on TV. So I love that scripty font that these words are in, and I think it looks great on that journaling tag. So the stamping is now done. I'm going to go ahead and add some ribbon to the top of the tag. This is also Felicity Jane ribbon called Essentials Cotton Ribbon. And to secure that in place, I could just add a staple, but instead I'm going to tie on some twine, and that's just going to really add some more texture. See, I'll have those twine tails just hanging down the page. So I'm going to stick that down into place now. Just got some double-sided tape behind that. Just working out where I want to position that. Okay, so that is on there now. I can go ahead and start decorating. So I've got this My Story die cut piece that I'm just going to position down the left hand side of the photo, and then I've got that gorgeous floral piece I'm going to add with some foam squares, just adding a little bit of dimension there. And I'm just being careful too that I'm still able to pull my tag in and out freely. Adding the words right now using the beautiful Catherine puffy alphabet stickers. I love, love, love the colours of these alphabet stickers. So they're in place. I now need to work on the cluster that's going on the right side of the page. So I'm just trimming down that die cut tag. I've also got some florals, a heart and a label piece to go there. But first I've decided to add a little bit of stamping down the side of the page, and I'm going to use those weekday stamps. So I've got a acrylic block there that I'm going to line those up on. I did end up swapping out to a clear acrylic block that had lines or a grid on it, and that just made it really easy to evenly space those stamps on the block. So when I put the label back over the top, I realized that it didn't go down far enough, so I'm going to cover up that stamping and add some more down the bottom. That way when I put my cluster onto the page, you'll be able to see a little bit of stamping peeking out at the top and the bottom. So my tag piece can now go onto the page. I'm going to add some twine to that first, and then I'll be able to go ahead and stick it down. So I'm going to leave those twine tails long and just hanging down the page, adding more texture. And now I can add my tag piece. I did add some stitching along the tag as well. So my floral die cut is going on there now. I've got that red label die cut as well. Just adding a little bit of red to that side of the page. Just working out the placement for that. I do also have the Currently word from the die cuts pack. So that's going on there too. And I'm adding that yellow die cut heart with some foam dots. Alright, so that's on there now. To finish off this top section, I just wanted to break up the white space just a little bit, and on the sketch it did have paint splatters, but I'm using these little die cut starburst pieces. Just 3 of those on there. And for the date, I've used a Megan Tiny tag, and I've stamped that with the Felicity Jane roller date stamp and some Stays on ink. And that's just hanging freely from that die cut heart. Okay, so that is this page complete. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing how I put this one together using the sketch. If you'd like to have a go at the sketch too, we'd love to see it. So I will leave a link down below to the blog post so you can check out how to share your page with us. So let me know if you've got any questions, just pop it down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you soon with another project. Have a great day.